Welcome to Applied Technology Podcast. Talking technology, you're talking applied. Hello and welcome to another one of our ATG Podcast. We have had several of them last year, but this year we're starting strong. If you hadn't had a chance to hear the ones that we had before, we invite you. We had six or seven episodes, so they're all very important, very interesting, and very necessary if you're thinking about getting these services that ATG can offer. Well, we're starting today with the topic for discussion of MSP services. Joining me today, I have Lori Barnes, which is the boss. I like to say the myth, the legend. She'll go ahead and introduce herself in a bit, but we also have Mark and we have Eric. They'll introduce themselves, what they do here in the company, and how many years they've been here. I believe that when someone is passionate about something, they'll stick to it and they'll just keep going strong. They would really have a heart to help people and our customers. And even the new people that get here, same flow. So joining me today, like as I mentioned, Larry.
Well, good morning. I'm Lori Barnes, President, CEO. I love the MSP service, so
Yes.
I am super excited to talk about it today. And I'm looking forward to adding to our podcast.
For sure. Discussion. Yeah, for sure. Mark?
Yeah, Mark Alexander. I'm the systems manager here going on 14 years. I'm excited about the MSP. It's got a lot of features that we're going to talk about. So looking forward to that.
We're excited. It's really cool. That says a lot. I mean, if someone's passionate about what they're doing, I honestly, as a customer, I'm like, yes, tell me more, So that's very important. And also we have Eric today with us.
Hi, Eric Hernandez. I am a network systems engineer here at ATG. I've been here about 6 years, almost 7. This MSP service that we've got going on, there's a lot to it that customers don't realize. There's a lot out there that they need to be protected against. So I'm glad we can get this out there.
Perfect. Yes, for sure. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into it. MSP services. What does it even stand for?
MSP stands for Managed Service Provider,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we're excited about. And it's got a lot of opportunity that we can get out there to customers and clients that definitely need help with protection of their network system and computers.
And what ATG department handles MSP?
Mainly, it's going to be our IT department, which we've got a group of techs that are phenomenal with what they do and how they figure some of the stuff out. Sometimes it's mind-boggling that they can just work hours and hours and hours thinking about all the stuff that they do. But definitely, they're an amazing group of people that can get this stuff done.
Absolutely.
Yes. And Eric, this is your field. This is your vibe here. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh yeah, so our product that we offer, so it does a lot of the automated monitoring for us. It includes maybe about two or three different services. We have our MSP, which is going to be our remote monitoring service, which is going to give us the health updates to components in the computers and servers as well. And we have the EDR, the endpoint detection and response. That's part of it's like an advanced virus detection. So what that'll do is if something gets compromised, malware, a virus, something comes in, the software will actually, it'll stop the process, quarantine it, and if we need to, it'll roll back any changes that it might have made to the computer. So if it altered a file or, tried to gain privileges when it didn't need to, it'll roll all those changes back. So nothing happens. We stop it then and there. As well as included is going to be our new MDR service, and managed detection and response. So not only does that just protect, it's kind of like the EDR where it'll detect something, but this is going to be on a network level. So it's not just monitoring devices; it's monitoring the whole network there.
Okay.
So it's gonna scour all the logs, the event logs, and look for changes. Make sure there's no accounts that need to be active when anything that's out of the ordinary. It'll send us alerts. And another great thing about that is, say it's in the middle of the night and something happens, that MDR service is actually, all that information is going back to a SOC 2 certified company, our vendor who monitors all that for us as well. We get those alerts and then take care of them as soon as we can.
Mm-hmm. And I think one of the important things to mention about the IT services that we have here in ATG is that you get to talk to someone. Like you get to talk to a human being as soon as they call you. I know you guys are online, 24. It's like you guys are there when it's needed, whenever the customer needs it. And that's very important too for customer service because you don't get your typical, press one if this, that, press two.
Yeah.
And the IT department is very strong in that area.
Yeah,
I've
that's
noticed.
that's a great thing. There's a few of us back here. You call in, you're gonna get a person to answer the phone.
Right. Yeah.
If one of us isn't available, I mean, because we're busy taking calls and doing
Yeah.
have other projects, but we'll get to you as soon as we can. Yeah, and it's you talk to a person. That's great.
Yeah, that's very, very important. And I want to just direct over to you, Lori, if you could just talk about some services that fall under the MSP, cybersecurity, endpoint detection, RMM, all that good stuff.
Well, so I'd like to discuss the reasons why we brought this service to our customers. One of the main reasons is because we adopted the services for ourselves. And whenever we're excited about something and we learn that it's tried and true, then we'll push it out to market.
Yes.
So one of the things we were looking for was getting away from the flat cybersecurity, something that didn't give us any knowledge as to what was happening on our network, didn't give us any assistance if we did get attacked from a virus. Maybe we saw vulnerabilities amongst the staff because, you're running an organization like this. You've got multiple laptops in the field. You've got every desktop has a computer at it. You've got servers running in a server room, the co-location farm. All of those could potentially be vulnerable to an attack. So we needed something that was strong, robust, and solid. And we have relied on this platform now for many, many years. And the really cool thing is the company that we partner with, they continually develop stronger and stronger security. So we are 24/7 monitoring, and we feel very, very comfortable that we can rely on these services and we use them ourselves. That's the main thing to get across is we're not selling something that we don't believe in.
Yeah, or that you don't even know about, or even that's just a lot when you're doing something that you yourself use.
Yeah. And then the other thing, we were looking for ways to cut costs for customers because when we roll a truck, I'm not going to lie, it's expensive. And so with the RMM service, the remote monitoring and management that comes in the MSP package allows our techs to provide technical support from our office. So we can work as your 100% IT department. We can work in tandem with your localized or maybe your offsite IT. We're very flexible. We don't have to have it all or nothing. So that's what makes us special because there's many, many MSPs that would require that you have 100% of their business.
Talk a little bit more about the MDR service.
Well, managed detection and response, that is a newer enhancement to the MSP services.
Okay.
And what's happening there is if you do get attacked, then it travels and finds and watches where it's going to in your network. So recovery can be much faster, and also we know what parts of your system to shut down.
Oh, wow.
So it is a highly intelligent system. And that's something that is newer in these last few months coming onto the MSP platform.
Wow, also important and necessary. I mean, take a look at what happens when your credit card has an activity that is like unknown to you. It's like, oh my God, you start freaking out. You want to cancel all the credit cards. So I can only imagine,
Right. Now elevate that to,
Right.
oh my gosh, someone just attacked my server
Yeah.
or someone took over my computer because as we've seen, computers can be taken over and then they become servers. And you're sending out data that you didn't know was even happening on your system. Well, by having a true MSP program on it could be on a standalone computer or it can be your entire network. You will have the intelligence, especially with our monthly reporting that we provide. You'll have a sense of, oh, wow, I just had 2,000 attempts blocked because I have these services on my computer.
Yeah. Wow. Super necessary and important. Even just your day-to-day, like people with a laptop, I can only imagine companies too. Like, local businesses as well.
Oh, it's
all their info
extremely
is on there.
important. And the cyber criminals are not going away. They're just getting smarter and smarter. And that's why we have to get smarter and smarter. And,
Right.
like I said, we've aligned with this company that we've been with for well over 10 years. And we feel very strongly about their services.
Yeah, especially mentioning laptops. A lot of people travel with laptops. Well,
Yep.
sometimes they need Wi-Fi. Well, you connect to guest Wi-Fi. You don't know what you're connecting to at all
Yeah.
the time. So that really protects you when you're out in the field or when you're connecting to some of these systems because you never know. So that protection goes above and beyond. So I think it's necessary and important to really have that.
How does that work if, say, like somebody takes their laptop but they're traveling like around the world? Does this, still monitor that? Is the customer still safe, knowing that they could rely on these services even if they're traveling around the world?
Yeah, I mean the program itself it has a local offline version that is always going to be working in the background as well.
Okay.
As soon as you connect to a network or anything, it'll then send those logs out
Oh,
back
wow.
to that MSP,
Yeah.
to that vendor, and then they'll analyze everything and let us know. They'll send us an alert if something's wrong. Otherwise, you can go on about your day.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm learning a lot as well. So I'm going to ask something that I'm sure a lot of our listeners right now are going to ask. And Mark, maybe you can help us out with this. How do we get signed up?
Call me. Just kidding. Really, if you have a business or even if you just want home protection of your home computer, we always like to definitely look at it and find out, what issues are you having. But we also want to catch the issues before they're happening.
Right.
So obviously, I need to know what we're looking at. If it's a server, if it's a computer, it's a laptop, whatever it is. We want to be able to go in there, take a look, and set it up set up the RMM into the computer, and then be able to just start monitoring there. So, and the great thing about it, honestly, it's less than $1 a day if you think about it. For just a basic computer to get set up and to have that extra added protection. So I think that goes a long way.
Protector that's definitely needed nowadays,
And, there's going to be a lot of questions, what does this do? How does this do this? Call us because we definitely want to help and we can get you in the right hands and answer those questions for you.
For sure. I'm definitely going to go ahead and include as well, if you gentlemen don't mind, your emails, feel free to reach your, and again, reminder to our listeners is that you can call in literally right now and someone will pick up the phone. It won't take you 20 to 30 minutes to reach a department,
No.
and that says a lot. And that brings, I think, a sense of trust too, and a sense of comfort, and, you could rely on people when you need help, especially with this kind of service.
We definitely want to help before the issues start happening.
Right. It's a little harder to help afterwards, right?
We can always help, but it does make it a little bit harder because now we have to find the threat. If a bot gets into the network, what's happening? So the IT guys are they're critical to finding out what's happening. So I really entrust in them to what they do. They really work hard and they work deep into that to understand what's happening so they can secure the threat.
For sure. Better to be safe than sorry, as we
True
say.
story.
I think the same theme that resonates throughout the entire company is being prepared, putting these systems in place ahead of a disaster. Because if you get hacked, it's a disaster.
Right.
And we've watched some really great companies struggle with a horrible disaster because they didn't have these systems in place. And we hate to see that. We try to spread the message. We want everyone to understand that this is important and it's integral to having a safe network. And you don't ever want to get held hostage.
Right.
And so making sure you have a strong MSP service provider, you have a strong backup provider, which we also provide that. We can have another topic about just backing up your system and what that means. But prepared.
Definitely, because it could happen to anyone, a person or a company or anything. I think there was something that happened not so long ago about a company. Was it like an airline or something? They got like hacked and they had to like stop everything. So
Oh,
it definitely can
causes
happen.
widespread
Right.
Chaos.
Yeah. So definitely making sure we are as safe as possible during these times, because everything we do requires technology nowadays, you know. So definitely, if you are interested, please give them a call. Like I said, we'll include the emails. It's just very important, and you can literally call right now and talk to someone. So that would be very nice and gives us a sense of security, especially during these times that technology is just everywhere. So, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time to talking with us about this very important topic.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.